In this video I'm gonna tell you how to enter Thailand without quarantine and how the Phuket Sandbox Program works. Hi guys, how you doing? If you're new to this channel, I'm George Thai and you're on My Thai 24. As already announced, from 1st July, fully vaccinated travelers will be able to enter Thailand without quarantine under the so-called Phuket Sandbox Program. Many of you might ask, how does this work? I will explain it to you in this video. Last week, on May 27th, the Tourism Authority of Thailand confirmed that the Phuket Sandbox Program would go ahead and will start on 1st July. The decision followed news that almost half of the population of Phuket have already been vaccinated, and the target to reach 70% before letting fully vaccinated travelers enter Phuket without quarantine quite likely will be achieved before 1st July. Okay, let's jump right into it and let's talk about the details of the Phuket Sandbox Program. Who can use the Phuket Sandbox? Vaccinated travelers aged 18 years and above, traveling from low or medium risk countries who are fully vaccinated for more than 14 days before their departure to Thailand. Travelers must have a vaccine certificate as part of the requirements. Whether a country is classified as low, medium or high risk country depends on what kind of COVID-19 variants exist there. If a more contagious COVID-19 variant is spreading in that country, the country quite likely might be classified as high-risk country, and therefore the Phuket Sandbox Program would be not possible. As things with regard of COVID can change quite rapidly, I highly recommend you to contact the Thai embassy or consulate in your country and make 100% sure that you know in what risk category your country is and whether the Phuket Sandbox is possible for you or not. Moreover, unvaccinated children under 12 years traveling with their vaccinated parents or guardians are also allowed to enter Phuket without quarantine. And unvaccinated children aged 12 to 18 years can also enter Thailand without quarantine if they arrive in Thailand and get tested for COVID-19 immediately. They must undergo a rapid antigen test on their own expense. Such a test costs 1,200 to 1,500 Thai baht, which is about 40 to 50 US. In order to better illustrate the Phuket Sandbox Program, I have created this Phuket Sandbox chart for you. Let's have a look. First, I will go over the Phuket Sandbox chart quickly, and after that I will talk about the details of each step. First, you arrive on Phuket, then you have to transfer to your hotel where you have to stay 5 days, but are allowed to freely travel on Phuket. And on the 5th day, you have to do your COVID-19 PCR test. If this is negative, you are allowed to make day trips to destinations around Phuket, and after 7 nights you can leave Phuket and are free to travel in Thailand. If the PCR test is positive, you have to quarantine in a hospital. Okay, now let's talk about the details of each of these steps. First, arrival at Phuket International Airport. After you have arrived at the Phuket International Airport, the Thai immigration will check your documents and the validity of your COVID-19 vaccine certificate. Beside that, you will have to download and activate the Thailand Plus application that allows contact tracing in case of infection. You can find it on your App Store, for example Google Play Store or Apple App Store. After finishing the immigration process, you will be allowed to go to your hotel. Your transfer from Phuket Airport to your hotel must be done by a SHA approved tour or bus operator. I think it is recommendable to use a pickup service of your hotel if available. Here you can see the SHA logo or badge. For your information, SHA stands for Amazing Thailand Safety and Health Administration. The SHA was established by the Tourism Authority of Thailand in collaboration with public and private sector partners. The SHA certifies and approves hotels and other businesses who comply with the Thai COVID-19 safety and health guidelines in order to develop confidence among domestic and international tourists. After being transferred to your hotel, you need to stay there until day 5. Please notice, and this is important, that your hotel must have a SHA Plus certificate in order to accommodate fully vaccinated travelers under the Phuket Sandbox Program. So not only the SHA approved badge is enough, it must have the SHA Plus certificate. Please have a look here. Here you see the logo of the SHA Plus. It's quite similar to the SHA badge. The only difference is that there's a plus. Okay, but you have to be careful about this because your hotel needs to have this SHA Plus. The SHA Plus certificate is available to all SHA approved hotels who have at least 70% of their staff fully vaccinated. At the moment on the internet you can find a lot of hotels which are SHA approved, but hotels with a SHA Plus certificate not yet. But soon there should be some, as more and more hotels vaccinate their employees. During your first 5 days you are allowed to freely move around in Phuket, but you have to comply with the Thai COVID-19 measurements, short DMHTT. D for distancing, M for mask wearing. Please notice that there is a fine of up to 20,000 baht, which is about 670 US, on people violating this mask wearing rule. H for hand washing, T for testing, most of the time temperature measuring, and if necessary COVID-19 testing. The final T stands for either Thai Chana, which is the local COVID-19 tracking app, or it stands for Thailand Plus, which is a COVID-19 tracking app for international travelers coming to Thailand. On day 5 you have to do a COVID-19 PCR test. If the result is negative, you can go on day trips to the following designated destinations around Phuket: Koh Yao Noi, Koh Yao Yai, Phi Phi Island and Phang Nga Bay. But you still have to stay overnight in your hotel with the SHA Plus certificate on Phuket as before. If you are tested positive, you need to quarantine in a hospital for 14 days. After 7 nights in Phuket, you can leave Phuket and are free to travel in Thailand. If you get value from this video, please hit the like button. Thank you. Okay, after having explained the Phuket Sandbox program to you, I would like to provide you with answers to some FAQs. Let's start. What vaccines are approved for the Phuket Sandbox? It's BioNTech Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Sinovac and the Covishield. Others will be added soon. What's about visa regulations for fully vaccinated travelers under the Phuket Sandbox? Visa rules and requirements to board a flight to Phuket will stay the same. So you need a proper Thai visa or you need to be eligible for the Thai visa exemption. Do fully vaccinated travelers need the COE, the certificate of entry? Yes. Fully vaccinated travelers also need the certificate of entry like everyone else. There's no exception. What's about the COVID-19 free certificate for fully vaccinated travelers? You still need the COVID-19 free certificate if you want to board a flight to Phuket. This means that you still have to do the COVID-19 PCR test within 72 hours before departure to Thailand, like everyone else too. Do fully vaccinated travelers still need the travel insurance with the 100,000 US COVID-19 coverage? Yes, they still need this insurance in order to enter Thailand. So basically in terms of documents, everything stays the same for fully vaccinated travelers under the Phuket Sandbox program. The only thing which is different is that you need a COVID-19 vaccine certificate in order to prove that you are fully vaccinated and thus can enter Thailand without quarantine. Next question. Do I have to directly fly to Phuket? Yes, Phuket Sandbox travelers can only use direct international flights to Phuket International Airport in order to enter Thailand. Here let's have a look at the Phuket direct flight plane. Thai Airways offers flights from various cities, Frankfurt, London and other cities, starting from 1st July on a weekly basis. And Emirates is offering flights to Phuket directly. And El Al airline is also offering flights from Tel Aviv to Phuket, also once a week first. And Singapore Airlines is offering flights starting on 1st June on a daily basis. And Qatar Airways is offering flights on a weekly basis from various cities to Phuket. And British Airways is offering 3 flights per day to Phuket from 1st July. Now another frequently asked question, important for many people. Can I meet my Thai girlfriend or boyfriend under the Phuket Sandbox program? I think it should be possible that you meet your Thai girlfriend or boyfriend on Phuket even within the first 7 days Sandbox period. because at the moment people who are already staying in Thailand, like your Thai girlfriend or boyfriend, can enter Phuket and have 3 options to do so. First, they get fully vaccinated and they do not have to quarantine. Second, they do a COVID-19 PCR test within 70 hours before departure to Phuket, and they also do not have to quarantine. Third, if you are not tested and are not fully vaccinated, you also can enter Phuket, but you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. Moreover, after these 7 nights sandbox period on Phuket, you are able to freely move around in Thailand, and therefore it should be no problem at all to meet your Thai girlfriend or boyfriend. One important note at the end. Interestingly, I read on the website of the Thai embassy in Berlin, Germany, that they get a lot of inquiries asking whether the compulsory quarantine will be lifted for fully vaccinated travelers from 1st July. And surprisingly, the Thai embassy says up to now they do not have any information or confirmation about this. This is kind of surprising, particularly because the Tourism Authority of Thailand officially confirmed that they will go ahead and will start with the Sandbox program on 1st July. Perhaps it is just because the Thai embassy in Berlin has not updated their website yet. Let's wait and see what happens and hope for the best. Anyhow, I would like to emphasize that you keep in mind that during the COVID-19 pandemics, rules and regulations can change really rapidly, sometimes even at the last moment. Therefore, I advise you to contact the Thai embassy or consulate in your country to make sure the information is 100% up to date before you make your booking. If you got value from this video, please hit the like button. Thank you. I will have many more awesome videos about Thailand coming up soon, so please subscribe my channel and make sure you do not miss them. Thank you very much for watching, and I catch you on the next one. Bye.